the front of the Shangri-La Hotel, as seen from a very busy street, which you can hear behind me. And the inside lobby. This is the garden cafe at the hotel. Little garden area here.
Go through. I know a lot of you have done different treks in different places. Some of you, I know Charles in the video there, he's been on was it Kilimanjaro, remember you did?
That's right, yes.
And anyone else done Kili?
Yeah.
A couple of other Kili ones. Anybody else done the other major treks in South America or Asia or anywhere?
Patagonia and New Zealand.
This is some sort of ceremony where they're burning a body. It takes about 24 hours, and then the ashes will be put into the river here. Just ignited the fire about 2 minutes ago. And just to look up around the surroundings. And the other direction. It's a fire, I guess, about 24 hours into the process.
Donation.
Okay, we're at the airport getting ready for a flight to Lukla. It's a sort of a semi-mad scene here, especially outside, trying to have to pass the bags through first, and once they have a certain number of bags, then they let the people through, and there's a big struggle to see who gets through first. Plane should leave, I would think, in the next half hour or so. At least that's the plan, 45 minutes maybe. Okay, we're warming up the engines. Get ready to go. Okay, here we go.
Oh, the gas truck! No!
And here we are, just off the airplane at Lukla. Gorgeous place.
Actually, I didn't realise it, but there was one lady on the flight, one that had the Michigan top,
Right.
Beatrice. She's actually with Wilderness Travel. She's doing the Everest Adventure, but there was only one sign-up.
Really?
And
Which trip?
Everest Adventure, which is like a shortened version of ours. We just go up to Namche like we do, and then Khumjung, and across to Port Said, and then up to Tengboche, and then back to Tengboche, and then back down to Dablam.
Here we are at lunch on day one. Very beautiful place.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, always was.
It's a Maoist toll station. They've set up a toll station here, collecting money from each passerby. And here comes James and the rest of our team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And a little later, going up and down a meandering trail, it's Jessica. Some of our other people up ahead. Well, here's our first camp. That's actually my tent at the end. I think they've not set up the kitchen tent yet. A few visitors already. And looking around at our setting. Just getting started on the second day on our way to Namche Bazaar. It's a fairly steep trail here. Got an early start around 10 minutes past 7. And a little one further down the trail. Suspension bridge on the way to Namche Bazaar. Across the, I believe it's the Dode River. Things sway a lot. And a little bit later still. Stopped for lunch on the way to Namche Bazaar after nearly 2 miles, I guess, of up and down. There's the river again running beside us. And this is lunch. Later. Here's a few scenes from Namche Bazaar.
이름 여기 있어.
We've climbed up a couple of hundred feet above the hotel, and here's our first view of Mount Everest. It's the central peak there.
Yesterday morning, some people, Wally Burn. Oh yeah, probably burn
So nice. Some people do like that. Right. Pressure's on, James. Is that just butter? That she's got a little bit of butter? A little oil? Yeah, the water. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
You can have pictures.
You're burning the pancake.
Oh, you're getting this Charles right now. Stopper's gonna stick.
Okay,
I know.
He hasn't quite got the full circle there.
You still got pictures. Still didn't have it right.
Finishing touch there.
Yeah.
It's a mom's touch.
One bubble is a bad number.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Daddy.
Ah.
Oh well. Obviously not good enough.
She wants it to be edible. You're making a mess.
We want you to do a square.
Stop. Stop. You screwed it up.
It's beautiful. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, because she fixed your mistake.
We're a little rest stop, half an hour out of Namche Bazaar on our way to visit a local monastery. That's Namche Bazaar, of course, in the distance. A little further down the road. And taking a break a little further on.
Yeah, spit them out.
We've set up camp around 11 o'clock in the morning in Kunde. We're in the grounds of a lodge here. The town itself is mostly there in the background. I had aired earlier the trip to the monastery is this afternoon. Visiting the Kunde Hospital later also, which is back in there, somewhere behind those buildings. And of course, as usual, a spectacular view in the background. Mountains. And looking in another direction from the campgrounds. We're, by the way, at about 12,600 feet now. Well, it's about 4:30. We've gotten back from scaling our first peak, around 13,800 feet, about 1,200 feet above where we are now. It's gotten quite cloudy, and there's snow falling, as you may be able to see. They're bringing hot water around so that we can all clean up a little bit. Then dinner will be in about 2 hours. It's getting pretty cold. And 20 minutes later, it's a bit more serious snowfall. toilet tent. Next day, next morning rather, it stopped snowing. We're breaking camp. A couple of yaks there. Clouds are getting lower even since we got up this morning. So I'm not sure what kind of a day we're going to have. Here's some sheep in the village of Khumjung waiting for the Yeti scalp to be opened. This is the village of Khumjung, part of it anyway, with the Hillary school off there in the background. There grew buildings around the stupa. Climbing up out of Khumjung, which is there in the background. Reached the top of our climb out of town, top of this spectacular hill.
Oh, no one. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Had a few yards along. We've made it to the Everest View Hotel. Out in the veranda. Probably without much of a view of Everest though. It's still awfully cloudy.
We're
Getting close to lunchtime. We're crossing this little bridge, a little rickier than some actually. That's Helmet out there. And Leanne. And I guess that's Jessica. Coming up from the river towards Tengboche, it's a very steep switchback trail here. Gonna gain about 1,500 feet. That's Jessica, I think, bringing up the rear.
Did Casey like taking this route to the Sanders route?
I don't know.
It's pretty slow going.
I don't know nothing enough.
Steeper than it looks in this video, I think. She's smiling. Here's the camp at Tengboche. The next morning, with a big snowfall last evening, but the weather seems to have cleared now. The monastery is up this direction. And now just scanning at some of the mountains, which we couldn't see yesterday because of the weather. Hiking up along a ridge line. Janelle, clueless as usual. We're coming up from the campground, which is back there somewhere.
I thought you were taking a picture and I was reading it.
And here comes Howard.
Hey, Howie.
And looking on ahead, the party ahead of us. And a little further on, turning around, looking back now at the monastery and the town. And there's Howard and Janelle. And up ahead is our, I guess, our destination. This little hike. A couple of our party have made it already. Here we are a little bit later on the road to Labarma, I think. It's a long, winding, narrow trail through the woods with lots of snow left over from last night's shower.
Maybe that's what it is.
Pause for a stop along the trail in these beautiful woods here. Stop for lunch in a kind of a yak corral area here. Yaks can be penned up for allowed to graze and so on. The town of Tengboche. I think you actually see some snow still falling. This is the camp at Labarma. Well, really not at Labarma, but somewhere nearby. It's 5:30 the next morning. Everybody's getting up early for their trip to Dablam base camp. It is cold. This is the mess tent. Of course, in the background, all these amazing mountains. We'll be heading up that way. So, begins the climb out of our camp, which is back off down there. We've broken through 14,000 feet into this level area here, just as the sun has come up above the peaks. It's a spectacular view. Off to the right. Well, we made it to Dablam base camp after about a 2-hour and 45-minute hike. We're at just over 15,000 feet from, I guess, base camp. Our camp last night was 13,100, I believe. Up there is the peak itself. I'm told there are 7 climbers on it, one nearing the top, though of course you can't see them from here without a better lens than this. Hiked up on a little hill. These are a few more shots of various groups in the base camp. Not sure really which one's which. Several of us hiked up another 350 feet. This is looking back now at the base camp. And off to our right is the peak itself, somewhat hidden by clouds still. And then turning a bit to my right, this is what used to be an airstrip to bring supplies in and so on. Heading back to our camp from the base camp. The weather's really coming in. It's getting colder also. I think that's I think Leanne up there. Got another probably hour and a half to go, I guess. Further on down the trail, the weather's cleared out a little bit as we've gotten lower. Still cloudy up higher, and we're approaching our camp, which is still a few hundred feet below us. Over there, yes. And a little later in the day, quite a snowfall. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a blizzard. It's Tuesday morning, getting ready to break camp. Just a final look at the snowfall we've had. Pretty clear morning. Hopefully the weather will be better today. And we're on the road. Across the river. Headed up this sort of steep trail. That's a bridge we've just come over. Across that little river. Just had a stop for lunch. This little restaurant on the way, where we'll be staying tonight. Just look at the surroundings here, which are, as always, spectacular. We'll be heading up on up ahead this way. About an hour from here, there's a lodge where we'll be pitching our camp in the grounds, with access to the shower, hopefully. And a little further on, and a little bit further on, our accommodations for tonight loom into view. Down there, I think about the spot where that windmill is. Should be another 10 or 15 minutes, I guess. Okay, getting ready for our 2,000-foot climb for our little day hike today. Still at the lodge here at Fich. Getting organized. Peaks, as usual, in the background are stunning. We're about 375 feet up, looking back on the town of Fich. And over there somewhere are Harold and Jessica, I believe. Bringing up the rear. Well, actually, Kent and well, I'm blocking her name now, are feeling under the weather and are going to come a little later and probably not go so high. And the skyline in the background is a little more light on them now. It's a little later in the morning. Okay, we're about 1,100 feet up. Progress continues, slow but steady. It's one of our number up ahead. I believe that's James.
Doing a cracking job.
Absolutely. We made it to the top, which is actually about 16,700 or so. Our fearless leader standing there didn't want to discourage us, so he told us it was only 16,000. The view is spectacular, needless to say. And finally, looking back at the way we came, it was pretty boulder strewn the last few hundred feet. And now on the way down, we're passing a little below 16,000 feet now. Another 2,000 feet to go, or thereabouts. There's some of our party ahead of us. This is just a brief view of our lodge we're staying in at Fich. This is the sort of courtyard. Rooms are back in there. This is the hot shower. They pour some hot water in on the thing on the left there, and it trickles over you while you're standing under it in very cold weather. There's no light in there, so you need to try to get it done by sundown. This is the rear of the lodge. That's actually the dining area right there with the rooms off to the right. And then a couple of our number unable to secure rooms, so they're camped here in the backyard. That being Jim, I believe. Our fearless leader. James, excuse me. And a quick look at the indoor toilets. And breakfast at the lodge in our final morning here. We'll be rolling out shortly after breakfast. And just scanning around the dining room. Stove, that's the single source of heat. It's pretty cold in here. A little later Thursday morning, we've set out on the road to Lobuche, walking across this flat, sort of muddy area here. That's our party directly ahead, and some other folks further on down. It's Leanne coming into view. Have to be a little careful where you step sometimes. It's a beautiful day, crisp, and weather looks good for the rest of the day, hopefully. Here comes the yak train. These may be our yaks. I'm not sure really. They're hard to identify by sight. A little further along, that's one of our number ahead. And some others a little further along down there. And slightly further on still. Continuing on after a stop for lunch, we're going through a lot of boulders here. It's sort of slow going, to say the least. We've gained about 1,100 feet before lunch, and we've got another 1,100 feet to go to get to where we're going. That's Leanne, who's not feeling very well, but can still out-hike me. And here's where we've come from. Mountains in the background. Lunch is kind of down there in the middle, and here's at least some of our party making their way up through the boulders. We've reached the top of that long slog up the boulder field. We're about 15,800 feet. It's a big open area with a lot of memorials erected to Sherpas and mountaineers who died climbing Everest. I believe that one in the middle, I'm told, is for Scott Fisher. We've ascended a little more and just come up over a rise. This is the view ahead. I think that's some of our party on in there. I'm not sure. Guess they're mostly going the wrong way. Okay, we finished supper and we're getting ready for tomorrow's journey to Everest Base Camp. And here with a special message to her family.
Hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Nana. I'm having a great time up here. It's really fun. See you soon.
Anybody else?
Take to get down, say you summit Everest.
No, there's no other dork in the group.
To the base camp.
We're at the Eco Lodge. Next morning after we got here, getting ready to go to Gokyo, and then on to Everest Base Camp. It's a nice lodge, actually.
Morning.
We're an hour or so into the hike to Gokyo. Been pretty rocky ground and very slow going. I walk too fast, I get pretty short of breath, but things are going well. And sudden bit of a steep uphill climb. Okay, we're at almost 17,000 feet. Just a little short of Gokyo. This is the Khumjung glacier stretching on down here. Okay, we're at almost 17,000 feet. Just a little short of Gokyo. This is the... Came up over a rise and there it is. Beautiful Gokyo and Patthar. So a few more minutes and we'll have some hot tea. We're about halfway along the hike to Everest Base Camp. I guess that's Everest over there, I think. And the base camp, I think we can just begin to see, is somewhere, I think right in about there. No, I was wrong. Actually, Everest is up there.
James
We did it. We
Well, this lot here was
made it to Everest Base Camp. About 3 hours. It's pretty tough up and down.
James says that the green tents are a Korean team.
Those are tents of expeditions and residents. You can't see Everest from here. And this is the famous Khumjung Fall.
Just don't do it. Tell me what you
Okay, it's Saturday, I think. We're making our way up towards Patthar, which looms there in the background. It's going to be a long, difficult hike, a couple hours, but we'll get great views of Everest and Lobuche and so on from there. And just turning around, this is where we've come from this morning, and a little look at the background there.
Well, here we are, a third of the way up Patthar. Charles striding ahead. We're making him out of him again today with some stupendous views. Everest is starting to show its mark now as we look up into the sun. There she blows. How you doing there, Charles? Feeling good after those multivitamins?
Oh, yes.
Running up the hill now. And there's beautiful Pumori above us. Morning, Chanel.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep up with Charles.
I know.
In fact, we're all trying to keep
He's
up
just a
with
mountain beast, isn't he?
He is. He should have been on the advanced trip, but not the beginners.
In the end, a little hello from North Carolina. Noah, looking handsome as always. And last but by no means least, we've got Howard plodding up the trail there, doing very well, considering he's only had about 5 hours sleep in the last 15 days. And now we have Charles making his summit bid of Patthar.
Dr. Gadget heads to the flags. Hey Doc, stay to the left. I think it's a better way. Stay to the left and then head straight for that knob on that rock. There's a lot of good footholds. He's doing it. Keep on staying to the left and you can keep on going.
To the left.
Left, 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 left. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Watch for ice. Nice job.
Good commentary here. Yo! Oh, beautiful. Pumori there. Yeah, raise that arm again, Charles. Whoa!
Did you see those, what are they, like glacial ponds over your right shoulder?
After getting down from Patthar, we had some lunch, and we're now on the way back to Lobuche, this sort of rock-strewn field. I think that's Leanne in the distance. And off to the left, okay, we're about 10 minutes out of Lobuche, in the beginning of a 4 to 5 hour hike to a secluded camping space, which will be our staging ground for the ascent over the Cho La Pass the next morning. Some of our team proceeding on ahead. It's a beautiful day. And a few minutes on, up a steep bit here. And a few minutes further on, and about 45 minutes to our goal from here, I believe. And now the camp is pretty much all set up. We've had lunch. Just gonna rest this afternoon. At least some of us have the good sense to do that. This is just looking back now at the way we came in here. We've left camp. It's early Monday morning, working our way up to Cho La Pass. It's a tough, long slog. Should take about an hour to get to the pass itself, I believe. And about half an hour into the climb. It's slow and steady. That's James up there.
Well, here we have Leanne and Sanjay almost to the top of the first notch. And here we have Sir Charles Hertz. He says this could be capturing his last moments before he dies. I doubt that very much. However, not a bad spectacular view up there. Give us a wave, Charles, just to show us you're still alive. Here we are at the top of the, about to step onto the glacier, and the rest of the crew coming down the mountain. There you go, Charles, your near-death experience is almost over.
We're up about 1,300 feet, I guess. It's leveled out some. Not quite such stuff going, and we're obviously in the snow now. So our party up ahead. At the Cho La Pass, a variety of climbers from several parties there. About 2.5 hours into our climb. Now standing at the pass, looking back, or looking down at where we're headed into the next valley. Porter making his way up here. It's amazing what these guys can carry. Now we're working our way down the other side, which is kind of tricky, very slippery. Should be back in the sunlight hopefully soon. Turning around, looking back up at where we've come from. Some other folks behind us. And a little further on down, back in the sunlight again. Thank God. Still really tricky footing. We've gone on, had lunch, and about 45 minutes later we've just come up this very difficult ridge. Just a view of the background. And then looking on ahead at the next little bit, Probably another couple hours till we reach our camp. And a little further on down the path. Hopefully it's mostly downhill from here. Probably another hour and a quarter to camp. I think that's Leanne somewhere in the distance. And finally, the little town we're gonna pitch our camp comes into view. God knows a welcome sight. Not much longer now. We've just set off from Gokyo maybe 15 minutes ago. That's some of our party down there, crossing the glacier. Some mountains. Background, that brown knob over there is Gokyo-ri, which some of us will climb later today. And a little on further down we cross a lake, or just, I guess, the bottom of a lake. After about 2.5 hours of hiking, the town of Gokyo comes into view, situated on this lovely lake. And here come the yaks. Well, we made it to the top of Gokyo-ri. 2.5-hour climb. Everest would be off in that direction if you could see it, which you can't. Back down there is where we came from. A little village of Gokyo. Some 22,000 feet below us. It's about 20 minutes later. Some weather's coming in. It's getting a little cooler up here. Pretty quiet. Only a few of us up here. About an hour and a half out of Gokyo now. Crossing the little bridge here. Moving on. Looking a little altitude today, maybe 2,000 feet or so. And just a little further on. Coming up over a ridge, this little town called Mochermo down below. There's another ridge over there, and just beyond that ridge is Lusa, which is where we'll be, or Lusa, where we'll be spending the night. And finally, after a stop for tea, we're at Lusa, camping over in that direction somewhere. About an hour into our hike out of Lusa, onto the next spot, the name of which I can't remember, but it should be about 2,400 feet lower, and therefore hopefully warmer. It was actually a little warmer last night. That's Leanne, I believe. A little village there. Climbing up a little bit deep valley to a pass about 1,000 feet above our low point. This is just a look at some of the scenery. Saturday. We're on the way from Sanasa to Namche Bazaar. It was pretty foggy earlier, but it's starting to clear a little bit now. Should be in Namche in perhaps another hour and a half or so. And finally back in Namche Bazaar again, where I guess about 2.5 weeks ago at the outset of all this. Down here is the I believe the Tibetan traders. About half an hour out of Namche Bazaar, heading down a refreshingly downhill course to wind up in Monjo. This is a route we took, of course, the other way 2.5 weeks ago, and feels a lot better in this direction. Okay, we're about 2 hours into the final push to Lukla. It's a beautiful, warm, sunny day, and everybody's feeling great. We've stopped for tea at this little place nearby. Nearby our route, on our route, actually. Finally reached Lukla about 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Sun's gone away for the time being. And at supper that evening. Thank you, James, for everything.
You had a...
Hope you had a good trip. All the best from your Sherpa friends.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Firstly, I mean, namaste. Actually, this is 8, 9 trips together now. And so I've worked with many of the staff before, but as always, fabulous job. Thank you very much. Derry, done your bud. You've done a great job.
A special thanks to the cooks who work incredibly hard and make delicious meals. Thank you very much.
I would like to add to the porters. Without the porters, we would not be here. And I thought I was a strong man. I am very, very impressed with the porters.
It really, I think I'll always remember is when we got to the top of Cho La Pass and you guys handed out candy bars. That was so thoughtful.
Well, I'd like to honor you as men that enjoy working together and the joy that you have in being men and serving. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And because that's rare in our country, to be able to have men be together for so long and get along so well together. We're so happy.
Smiling, working well together.
And also that this has been a very special trip because I was able to do this with my son. And I hope that someday maybe you'll be able to do it with your father or your son, spend a little time together like this. So thank you very much.
Just to have a skirt.
Without you, it just wouldn't have been possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Watch out for rain tomorrow.
Oh man.
Okay, it's Monday morning. We're at the airport. Our plane should be in momentarily. We didn't check through and are just standing here waiting for it. Coming in up the runway there. And I believe believe it's just landed. It should be our plane. And 5 minutes into flight, we're on the way to Kathmandu. And touchdown.